Jets Ward.
Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. It is game day. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. The Jets are playing in their second preseason game against the New York Giants today. And there's a lot that's going to be going on, guys. The Giants have shown this week that their defensive line and just defense overall is pretty tough. So the Jets are going to go into this game with a lot of players that we are going to need to watch, both on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball, because the Giants offense, we're going to see how this defense goes against that offense, especially when Jackson Dart gets in there to play, who I'm really excited about. You guys know about that because I was a big fan of his when he came out of college going into this draft. I think he's going to be very good. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the Jets defense is going to hold up against him. But before we get into what we're going to be talking about today, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys here in the Jets Board. You always make these videos so much fun, and I love that you keep coming back for more. If you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Board. It is a safe space for you. But guys, Jets versus Giants, week 2 of the preseason. It is go time. But in this video, what I want to talk to you guys about today are 6 players that I'm going to keep an eye on during the game. I'm really looking forward to these players. I think that a lot of Jets fans need to monitor these situations because a lot of these guys can be fighting for their jobs on the Jets and starting positions as well. And I got 3 offensive players to keep an eye on and 3 defensive players to keep an eye on. And getting into the first one, it's Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor did not play during the Packers game. He was injured. He came back to practice this week, and he's looked good in the training camp. It's been tough because Fields and all of our quarterbacks have been running for their lives because the defense has been very good for the Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau came out and made comments about it earlier this week. I don't care what he says. We will see on game day what goes on. But Mason Taylor, this is going to be his first live action versus another team in a game scenario. I know you get it during practice and stuff like this, but this is a game. Granted, it's a preseason game, but we are going to see, can he hold up in his blocks? Can he be a successful receiver on the field? Can he do what he needs to do to solidify himself as the number 1 tight end on this team, which I think he's going to be. But he needs to prove it in these preseason games. This is his first shot at it. So, and the biggest thing that I want to see from him is, can he hold up in the blocking game? He's going to have to go against Brian Burns or an Abdul Carter or a Kayvon Thibodeau out there because they're the edge rushers. They're the outside linebackers. If he needs to block, he's going to have to block one of them or help out Armand Membou. So Mason Taylor is a big one that has a big job to prove that he belongs this weekend or today against the New York Giants. Next one, I think I mentioned his name already. It's Armand Membou. He's a stud. He played very, very well against the Packers and went against Kenny Clark, who is an all-star or a Pro Bowler. Now he's going to be going up against a lot tougher competition. Brian Burns was getting the best of him this week in training camp on a couple plays. So it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. Can he be that physical enforcer that we want him to be on the right side? Or is he going to struggle against this veteran? I think he's proved that he's struggling against them already, but it's a great learning process for Armand Membou to be getting those touches against Brian Burns. Now let's see if he can work on that and get better during the game today. So Armand Membou is a big one to watch as well on the offensive side of the ball. I could have also said Olu Fashanu, but I think Membou is the biggest one right now as a rookie, and I want to see that he can hold his own against some elite edge talent. Getting into the third and final offensive player, it's Xavier Gipson. This guy's job is in jeopardy, guys. With Malachi Moore catching punts and kickoffs, with Donovan Edwards, who had a breakout game against the Packers last week, and now this week we heard that he was fielding punt returns and kick returns. That's another person he's competing with. Jamal Pritchett, who's been doing very, very well. Gibson has to prove that he belongs. He needs to show out in the special teams game and as a receiver too. because he's competing with all the other receivers that we have on this team as well, like Jamal Pritchett, like Quentin Skinner, like Tyler Johnson, like Malachi Corley, all of these guys. Allen Lazard is going to be out for a couple of weeks because he's injured. So this is a chance for Xavier Gipson to step up and be a solid option for Justin Fields or any of the other quarterbacks that are throwing to him. So Xavier Gipson, if he wants to have a job, he needs to show out in these last couple of weeks of training camp and in these last preseason games that we are going to have. This is his job on the line, in my opinion. So he's a player that I'm interested to watch as well. Getting into our first defensive player, it is Tyler Barron. He did not play against the Packers, so I'm interested to see if he can get his first crack and see what he can do. He's a person that is going to be on this defensive line rotation. He can play inside, he can play outside. Can he use his power and speed to get to the quarterback and contain the edge as well when he's out there? He's going to be competing with Michael Clemens, who had a rough week against the Packers. Let's see. Those two are competing. So Tyler Barron, I think, can be very, very good. I'm just interested to see what he can do against the Giants, who, let's be honest, their offensive line's not the best. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tyler Barron can do against these guys in the preseason. But continuing with one of our younger players, we're going to talk about Francisco Mauigoa. He's competing for the linebacker 3, a starting spot. He's looked good in training camp practices. He's been around the ball everywhere the ball is. He's had a couple interceptions. He's physical. He doesn't miss a lot of tackles, but he's competing with Jamin Davis. He's competing with McCrary Ball. He's competing with all of these other linebackers that have been showing out. Jamarcus Weston's another one. Francisco Mauigoa was drafted in the 5th round and is competing for that 3rd linebacker spot. If he can win it, that's going to be a very good thing for him, for his mindset, to prove that he's beat out all these other guys. And it's going to give Jets fans, in my opinion, confidence that Muji hit on this guy because he's showing out and able to be a 5th-round pick and start on this physical defense right away. So he's somebody that I'm watching this week going against the New York Giants as well. I'm interested to see what he can do today. And lastly, guy's been in the news last week after the Packers game, Derek Nottie. Jay Tufele showed up last week. When Byron Cowart was hurt, we were expecting Derek Nottie to step up and play big. Peyton Page as well. Jay Tufele was the guy who dominated. Leonard Taylor III, we know how good he is. Dominated. Derek Nottie has been quiet on this team, and talk about him not even making the 53-man roster. This is a guy who's a Super Bowl champion and who has played number 2 defensive tackle next to Chris Jones for many years with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's got to bring that leadership over here as well and be somebody we can rely on as an anchor. He's not going to blow you away with pass rush ability, but he's brought over to be a run stuffer, and it just hasn't worked yet. So this is a big game for him going against this New York Giants offensive line. So I'm going to keep an eye on him as well. But guys, these are the players that I'm going to keep an eye on today when the Jets go against the New York Giants. Preseason game week 2, guys. I'm excited. Jets gave us hope last week against the Packers. I understand it's only preseason, so the games don't count, but it's good to see your players are prepared and ready to go, whether it's the first stringers, second string, or even guys who are, let's be honest, 53-man roster cuts possible. So practice squad players. It's good to see that they're prepared. Let's see if AG can get these guys prepared again. These are the players that I'm watching during the Giants game today and the Jets game. So make sure you guys, if you're watching this video, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Apparently 96% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It helps out so much, and I really appreciate it as well. And continuing on, hit that bell for more notifications of whenever I update videos for you guys. I love making these videos. I'm glad you're enjoying them too. We are skyrocketing. We're at almost to 2,800 or 2,500 subscribers. We're doing really, really well, guys. I want to keep it going. Thank you guys so much for everything. And thank you so much for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.